What's up, Joe? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I am
Welcome,
good.
everybody. Yeah, you good?
Yeah, it's I don't think about it that much, but it's a little nuts. I sit here at 6:30 in the morning on Thursdays, every Thursday, and hang out with you, man. And we're doing the thing. We've been doing it. I'm excited. Here we are again. Back
It is
for
a little
more.
nuts.
It is a
This
little
is
nuts.
this is going on now. 3 years of Proper Cup of Joe, and if this is your first time joining us or listening to us, I'm Joe. This is Adam. He has snakes. I don't have snakes. I got a lot of questions. That's the premise of the show.
So we are on the eve of going down to Daytona, hanging out, and I think it's going to be fun for the audience that doesn't know. I don't know. There's a handful of shows that claim that they're the biggest in the world. Daytona, if it's not the biggest, is certainly second, maybe third. I guess there's maybe a show in Thailand I don't know about or something, but basically this is like first off, it's kind of the kickoff of the fall season, which is great. It's also like Super Bowl-ish feel in America. At least there's Daytona and Tinley, and then there's everything else. So we're going tomorrow, right?
Yes, we will. I'm really excited about this weekend. It'll be really fun. I can't wait to be there. It'll be good to actually go to a show. I talk about it every Thursday morning, being in this community, but I'm only here on Thursday mornings, really. How you get? And so
now
it'll be good to be around people.
You've been to Daytona with me before. Is that the only show you've ever been to? Is Daytona?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, you're ruined then. Like you're every other show, you're gonna be like, this is what you people do. Like this is all right. Don't go to any other shows other than maybe you got to fly to Chicago. You got to come up do Tinley sometime.
I'm gonna try and come up and do Tinley, and there's another show maybe in Northfield that I'd like to get to.
There is another show in Northfield. We call it the NSREE, the North Star Reptile and Exotics Expo. It's happening, man, dude. We're almost 70% sold out already, and I announced it.
Really?
Last Friday I announced it. So if you want to vend, you got to go to nsree.com. You got to apply. And you better get on the move because it's going to sell out, man. This is very cool. And as ironic as it is, I'm full for now. Maybe it could change, but I'm full on ball pythons. Like I could sell the show out right now if I accepted all the ball python applications. So it's
really?
it's not a matter of like me gatekeeping or trying to be, egotistical or any of that. It's that I got to put on a good show, and the audience and what they consume is what matters the most at the end of the day.
And you're looking for the diversity of creatures.
That's right. So that's where we're at, but it's going well. I hope it's a 70 table show, 12,000 square feet, relatively small, local, regional feel. But I'd love everybody to check out the website, give me any feedback that they want, that kind of thing. I'm pretty excited for it. I'm proud of it. So far, I haven't done the thing, so there's not really anything to be proud of. But the website and the work so far, I'm proud of.
Yes, you should be. Just embarking on this venture, I think is just. I think it's great. Oh, and what we're talking about too is that Adam's the guy who's putting this on. Maybe that wasn't clear. Maybe people are the first timers here.
That's true.
Adam's the guy who's putting on this North Star Reptile
Exotics
Expo. Yes.
You see why we had to see over time. This is just, it's going to morph into just NSREE. It's too much. Yeah, that's it. It's way easier of a website. You don't have to type out all 5 of the words and all of that. So yeah, definitely. Hey, I got to say I got to say hello to Robert this morning, the man from Husbandry.pro, tuning in, saying hello, hanging out this morning. Robert.
All right, Robert. Yes, that's. Nice.
I hope next month I get to see you. I don't know if you're coming out to the show or not, but Chris and I will be back up in Toronto in September at the show. So hope to cross paths with you. But that's Robert from Husbandry.pro. Husbandry.pro Next is out. If you haven't used it, if you haven't checked out the new app, use the promo code PRoyal60. Excuse me. There's a lot of codes out there. PRoyal60. Get yourself 60 free days on the very new Husbandry.pro Next app. It's all out. I use it every day. It's there.
And you know, a lot of the people that you see on here, Cold Blooded Cafe, Husbandry.pro, Heart of the Python, like they're not only good people in the industry, they're just good people. I love the story of you and how you and Husbandry.pro started to work together. Actually,
I'm going to tell. I didn't realize, Robert, you're going to be at Daytona. This is fantastic, man.
Cool. Yeah, look at that. Yes.
How about that, man? Shoot, I wish I'd known. I need some embroidery done. I would have. Oh, you know what? I might bring you some coats. Maybe I could. Oh, I got to message you. Maybe I could bring you some coats and then pick them up in Toronto. Okay, cool. His wife has an apparel company that they run together as well outside.
Oh, nice.
So the cool apparel, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'll tell that quick story. I'm in Denver. This is 3 years ago now, which is really cool that the logos are still there. We're still working together. And I go by the Husbandry.pro booth, and I basically they said, "Hey, have you checked out our product?" And I basically say, you know, look, I'm good. I kind of like my my spreadsheets and I'm good. And Robert was like, you know, that's fine if that's your thing. There might have even been a little messaging like, yeah, that's fine if you want to stay back with the old folks in the old folks home, you can do that, or you could check this out. And you know, sales pitches, it's tough, you know, and they were fine. They were good. But this was my favorite part of the thing. Robert said, and Robert's the developer. He's the guy who created this. He works hands-on creating Husbandry.pro. Robert says, well, what's something that we could do that it doesn't do, or that we don't know about, that would be valuable to you? And it was like, wait a minute, this is a whole different pitch. Like this is somebody willing to listen. Yeah. This is curiosity. This is the guy that can make it happen. And it was right then that we actually talked about tying my website. I'm sure it's not earth-shattering thoughts, but I said, you know, if I had a website and it was tied to Husbandry.pro and I could sell from my website and it was an automated update that was all tied together in one environment, that's something I'd be interested in. And we negotiated and figured it out. He did. He was like, all right, I'll do it. How do we make it? What do we need? What do you need to do to make it happen? And I was like, all right, we're in. So I love that in business, like listening to what the customer wants, but also having your own vision, being able to, put your ego away and say, what is it? What are we missing then?
Yeah.
What more? And then deliver. And then deliver, to go do it. Like, how cool of a story is it? Like, everybody has ideas. Nobody does the thing, man. They do the thing. I'm pumped about it.
And that's like, just thinking outside of this industry, that's a perennial problem with all organizations. Anybody who works in an organization, you're going to 12 different systems to do your job, and you just wanted this one place. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's put it all together. So that's really cool.
I love it. You know, if I hit sold in Husbandry.pro, my website updates immediately. Like, the endless updating it on all these different platforms drives me nuts. So anyway, it's cool. And what you guys don't see behind the scenes is Robert and I, we still regularly chat. Hey, what about this idea? Hey, could we shuffle this around here? He's got new development. He'll fire off ideas to me, and he's like, I don't even know exactly what he's got cooking, but I don't know, a little while ago I got an email. He's like, do you want to try this, and this? We have this idea for a layout, and here's what it might look like, and here's some ideas. And I'm like, just go. It's better than anything I'm going to do. And it's cool. So properroyals.com, check that out. That's a Husbandry.pro driven website, and created, not just driven, created, hosted, integrated, all of that. So you guys could see that. And if I think Husbandry.pro is offering that service now. So check it out, man. I'm excited. This is why I like the Daytona thing. I'm not even vending. Like, I'm more excited to just go than I think I am to vend. It's a lot of work. Like, this is going to be great just to show up and
yeah. Yeah, just to show up and hang out. Yeah, because there's a lot of prep that goes into doing a show. I'm sure, which I think we're going to talk about like just in a little bit. But
Okay.
just that you're flying in and just going to enjoy yourself this weekend. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I was, I looked at prices. I looked at flights just so I could tell myself there's no chance you're going to Daytona. I expected the gas price, when we started the little scuffle that we've gotten ourselves into and the gas prices were getting higher and all of that. I was like, there's no chance. Cause normally I'm vending on the same weekend as Daytona at a local show here. And so I haven't been in 3 years. But this year that show moved to this past weekend. And I was like, let me just look so I could tell myself no. $300 round trip right straight into Daytona. I don't even have to rent a car. I don't have to, I will Uber. I'm not going to walk the whole way, but I'll grab an Uber, but I don't, it's right there. The room block pricing at the Hilton is there. So anyway, it's a cool weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. And I forget, like, I'm just stumbling into people that are like, oh yeah, we're going to be there. I'm like, oh my gosh, like people I work closely with are going to be there. I'm like, yes, this is good, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Should we talk about the room thing that happened?
Yeah, man. Actually, I would like to talk about it because Daytona Hilton, shout out to them. I'm surprised, like in this day and age of really automated crappy service from mega companies, they did a good job, man. I gotta say.
Yeah, so there was a block of rooms, and you, like a maniac, said, well, I'm only going to get a room on Friday night because
hang on. Put some context here. Yeah, go ahead.
You said I'm flying out early on Sunday.
6 a.m.
Saturday is usually, just a real late night anyway. So I'm not going to get a room for Saturday night. So I guess you're just going to stay up all night until you go to the airport and catch your flight at 6 a.m. So you just got a room on Friday night.
Yeah. But look, the auction and the fun and the camaraderie, that's going to go to like 2 a.m. If my flight departs at 6 a.m., I'm going to have a 4 a.m. wake up. So I'm going to pay for a hotel room for 2 hours. I'll catch a nap. I'll just go to the airport at like 2:30 and catch a nap there at that time.
Yeah. So, and then I was much later on, I was trying to plan out my weekend as well. And you said, oh, I could stay with you on Friday night. And then I was like, I'm not going to do the weird Saturday thing that you're doing. I'm going to actually get a room. And so I went to get the room, and then I missed the rate. The
room block rate is significantly better. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's far better.
Yeah. So I said, Adam, why don't you add an extra night at the room block rate, and I'll just stay in the room that you have, and I'll pay you. And they obliged. You called them, and they were like, yeah, we could do that. We'll just add a room.
Well, it was so I get like, here's my whole thing of customer service and customer interaction. If a customer is calling you, they're probably trying to give you money. Like, if you're a bartender and the phone rings, it's a to-go order, or somebody wants to know, are there seats available? It all translates just to, hey, can I give you money? And so your job, I think, from a customer standpoint, service standpoint, it should always be help them to give you money, is my thought. So, and look, the bigger the company, the worse the customer service, right? Usually. Yeah. And hotels are notorious. It's almost impossible to call just a front desk of a specific hotel. You got to call like their main, switchboard, and maybe you could talk to somebody, right? Usually I got right to the front desk. I did have to push, like, listen to a menu, press 3 for whatever. So I finally get where I'm going. And the woman says, what's your confirmation number? I give it to her. She goes, oh, that's a group sales room. I have to send you over to the group sales representative. And I'm like, you guys do one thing. You have rooms, you take money, I sleep there. Like, can we do that again? Can you do it one more time? Can we make that happen? And I'm like, all right, fine. And I'm like, there's no way. This is Tuesday, by the way, Tuesday for Friday. We're trying to have this conversation. So this was Tuesday. And then, of course, I get the dreaded voicemail where all commerce goes to die. I have to leave a voicemail. So I leave a voicemail, nothing. 24 hours goes by, and I'm just about ready. Honestly, Joe, I got behind yesterday. I was going to text you and be like, look, I don't know what you figure it out or something. I was like, this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Sure enough, she calls yesterday afternoon, later in the afternoon, like say I was behind anyway, so I hadn't gotten back to you. And she was like, yeah, of course we have rooms. And I was like, at the room block rate? She's like, yeah, that's why you're talking to me. And I'm like, so this is done. We're good. She's like, yeah, you're all set. Thanks. Like, it was fantastic.
Great.
It was perfect. Yeah. Like, not complicated at all. I was like, it's the same rate. She's like, yeah. I was like, okay, thank you very much. See ya.
And this is just it. Like, if you get tired and you do need a couple hours, you will not be allowed to stay in our room that night. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. I was just about to say, I'm worried that if I take a nap at the room, I'll oversleep. So I'll probably just go to the airport. But now that I know I'm not welcome, that's a whole, okay. I see. All right.
No, of course.
That's a fine. Thank you, Joe.
If things turn out differently and you want a few hours, of course. I mean, you got a room there that you can crash at for a few hours. So that's good.
Excellent, man. Well, thank you. What's we do a little segment on the show each week that we call the one thing. Do you have is just Daytona your one thing? You got a one thing on your mind this week?
I think I said to you earlier before the show, I said, I'm so busy. So
yeah.
That's something that I really like. It's like a pet peeve of mine that people say.
I know that's
like when people say, yeah, I've just been busy and they just seem like tired and stuff like
complaining
that.
about if somebody's busy, I want somebody to be excited and busy. Don't complain that you're busy. Yeah.
I should be like, they like offer some sympathy or something like that. But for some reason, it just like irks me when people say that they're busy, and it's completely my problem. I think it's my personality that's just like, well, yeah, everybody's busy. We're all busy. We're all trying to survive. Okay, we get it. Like, you're not busier than anybody else. Don't try and prove to me, But but we got on, and I said to Adam, I was like I've just been so busy, and so I was working against, the thing that I hate. Like, I'm working against like that thing that I'm never going to say that I'm busy. I'm just going to be happy that I have work and everything. But man, yeah, I'm busy. I'm busy.
Did you know
it's only going to get busier?
Did you notice when you told me that? I totally no-sold it too. I was like, yeah, well, we got a show. Let's go. Because I've heard you. I was like, no, you're not going to get any sympathy from me. I've heard this rant from you before. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
I think I'm looking down the barrel of just more and more business in the next 4 months too. Like, it's only going to get worse and worse. Not worse and worse, better and better.
Better and better, full of opportunities.
Better and better, full of opportunities, lots of work. And so that's probably my one thing, is that I've been so, this way and that way, and not being able to do some of the things that I normally do to relax and, or even prepare for my Thursday morning show.
Weekend trips to Dublin get in the way of not being
yes.
So like some of this is self-induced, Joe. I just got to tell you, just so you know.
And that's the thing. Like I've created all of this. Even the busyness of work. Just forget about all the busy personal life stuff, which has just been nuts throughout the whole of July. But like the professional busy work, yeah, that is all self-induced as well. And that's all good. It's all positive.
It's all good, right?
It's
Yeah.
great. But at some points you just kind of go, you know, I'd like to just, I don't know, watch a movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. So I think that's probably my one thing is that I am going back on my pet peeve there. And yeah, I'm just busy. I'm busy. How about you? You got a one thing? What's your one thing this week?
Well, in the continuing saga of Adam being insane, I heard or I read well, two things. I heard like this rant on Instagram Reels, which really I decided for a productivity standpoint, I can never just sit down and look at Reels because it'll be like 45 minutes later of the stupidest crap. And I'm like, there's really like if you waste an hour, there's 1/24 of your day. It's gone. And like poof, you never get it back. So actually I'm like working on not doing that. But anyway, in one of those reels was this woman like lecturing that like basically she was saying that messy is a choice. So like you don't put a dish away or you don't wash it. That's your choice in that moment. Your organization is your choice in that moment. And I was a little annoyed because she was kind of annoying. And then I was like, it's actually kind of true. And then I read something else because I keep a lot of lists. Like I have a list of, I have an app that's called Things. It's a list. It's a to-do list organizer. I have reminders on my iPhone. I have a calendar on my Outlook mailbox. I keep lists of notes of what I got to talk about for shows. And I saw this thing that said basically, if it takes you less than 2 minutes to do, don't put it on a list. Just do it. Just take care of it. Your mind's going to get cluttered with you're spending so much time getting organized that you don't actually do anything. And then your day goes by and you're like, oh, that's only going to be 2 minutes. I'll do it later. And you get cluttered with all this little crap that doesn't get done and is what happens. So between the 23 seconds that the lady said it took to put away dishes and the 2-minute rule of don't put things on a list, now my mind is constantly saying that's 48 seconds. You have to do it right now. So I'm walking through life going like counting seconds in my head, but I'm trying to get I know it's nuts, but it actually is like a seed that has grown. So is
it a good seed or is it a bad seed?
It's helping. So for example, myself, I wear black t-shirts and either jeans or shorts. That's it. I don't really feel a need to fold my laundry. There's a clean pile. It's very clean. I do my laundry. I fold just so I can unfold it and put it back on. If it needs to not be wrinkled, I got my dryer right there. Look, I'm 46. Maybe I need to fold my laundry and put it away. I get it. So that's like one of those things where I'm like, all right, this is like a 2-minute. This is going to take me 4 minutes. Let me do this. Let me put this away. So but now I find myself like out of whack because there's tons of things that I would have just been like, no, I'm not doing that. And I realize that I'm starting to live a little bit of a messy lifestyle where I need to just be like, that's 23 seconds to put away that dirty glass, Adam, go put it away kind of deal, rather than just leave it. And I get to it. Usually I'll be like, all right, now I'm in cleaning mode versus just doing stuff. So anyway, there's food for thought for everybody. If it takes you less than 2 minutes, don't put it on a list. Just do it. And then think about,
you know what I do with my list sometimes? And sometimes it's like, it's cheating sometimes.
Okay.
Which is, and it's not cheating anybody else. It's just cheating my own brain. It's tricking my own brain.
I hope you say what I think you're going to say. Go ahead. I hope that you say this.
I have a list. And then like, I think of something that's not on the list that I need to do. And so I go and I do it. And then I add that to the list and immediately cross it off.
And yes, that's it. It's so productive. That's what I was hoping you would say. I do that, man. Look, I just little lists and notes everywhere. But one thing I used to do, so I am fully convinced that, whatever whatever the diagnosis du jour is, you know, my ability to focus is really pretty low. Like I have to either can't focus or I'll disappear for 3 days and start a new business. You know what I mean? Like it's all,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Know what you're saying. Yeah,
it's all or nothing. And so the restaurant, resort, large club operations really fed into that. If I have 3 restaurants going, 60 people on the clock, a wedding downstairs, and a fireworks show tomorrow night, that suits me, man. I'm going in 99 ways, having a great time. But I would keep note cards of lists, and that's how I would know. And on salary, you work till you're done. If my list is complete, I go home. If the list isn't complete, I really need to finish the day. And if I have to go home and I haven't finished the list stays on my desk, and that's what I start on tomorrow morning. And honestly, that was literally how I got through life. And there were days where I'd be like, oh yeah, write it. It's done. Cross it out. Thank you. Nice job, Adam. Good job on it. Get your little hit of dopamine.
How many, like, do you, like, one thing that I really like to do is like get through a list, and you don't get through I don't get through the whole list. And then I start a new one, but I transfer the ones that
you use the old list. Yeah.
New one. And that's something like in my brain that really, like, it's almost a tangible thing that you can do to unclutter the tasks that you've completed and kind of put it aside. And I love crinkling up that old to-do list and throwing it in the trash, and then having a clean to-do list started again.
Doesn't it make you
weird?
feel
Is that insane?
No, it's not. That's exactly what I do. And I think that what you're talking, like for me, it makes me feel like I'm a responsible adult doing things the right way. Here's the unfinished. Here's the future plan. Now I know what I'll do tomorrow. And that's actually a very nice arrangement and a good way to do it. But everything we're talking about is why I'm such a nut for systems and processes. It doesn't have to be automated, but my mind isn't going to be able to focus and reanalyze every day. So I know, you know, Monday is my rodent sorting and weaning day. Tuesday is my feeding day. Wednesday is spot clean and water. Thursdays I leave not open, but there's not a system or process. Thursday's a catch-up day. If I have a busy day or a busy week with customers and I'm behind a day, that's a day I could get stuff done. Or if I have a project in the car wash, I had a burst pipe yesterday, or a hose or whatever. Sometimes those things come up. So I leave a little bit of space, but it's those rhythms and those processes and systems that are really vital to me. So yeah, there you go. 23 seconds or under 2 minutes, and you'll start counting the number of seconds that you're like, okay, just do it. It's 42 seconds. Like for example, flossing at night. I suck at flossing. I sit there in the mirror and I look at myself and I'm like, that's 38 seconds, Adam. You can floss. All right. And then you feel guilty. You're like, there's no good excuse not to do this. And then now I floss at night.
Oh, that's very good. You're a very good person.
So I made a new rule this week. We have something new on the evolution of the coolest ball python in the world, Joe. I got the coolest clutch in the world this week.
Oh, whoa. Okay. All right.
Could you imagine?
From the same clutch.
These are all siblings from the same.
My understanding, they all hatch at the same time from the same parent.
That's right.
That's called the clutch. Okay.
That's called a clutch. Yeah. The group of eggs that comes out of the mom, we call that the clutch. Ideally, they're fertilized and they produce wonderful hatchlings. And those are siblings. Those are genetic, results of just the same parents. Sometimes there are exceptions, but generally they're the same parents, and they're all brothers and sisters. So this week, first off, the coolest ball python clutch in the world is brought to us by Heart of the Python. That is Bill and Kate Peaver. The Heart of the Python is going to be at Daytona. We've got to do a little roll call here in a minute, but they're going to be at Daytona. We're going to go hang out with Bill, and the girls are going to be there. Kate's got to hold down the home front up in Massachusetts. Family operation. Kate's working monsoon and puzzle project. Bill is working Mandarin and Rainbow Project. Joe, this could get dangerous. I need a rainbow male for this fall and winter. And like, it's August. It's time. I might have to do some business in Daytona. You know what I mean? So, gotta go see Heart of the Python, and the girls are working Banana Pied and Clown projects. And then on TikTok, they have a project called the Heartline Project, which is breeding for temperament, growing the hobby through breeding ball pythons for temperament. So check out Heart of the Python on Instagram and Morph Market. Check out Heartline on TikTok. Every week they bring us the coolest ball pythons in the world. This
interested in the, so wait, hang on a second.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The temperament thing. So I'm interested. Is there anybody who would really want like a super aggressive temperament in their ball python?
Well, sometimes people equate that with a really strong feeding response. So ball pythons are notorious for being picky eaters, being finicky about their surroundings. So if you have a really aggressive one that loves to eat, or that equated to loving to eat, you might say, I'm a experienced ball python handler, which is a little bit funny because it's fun. They're fine. You can handle them pretty easily, but you might like that because it eats, or if you equate that to it eating very well, yes, you might look for that. But also identifying that as the breeder, you might say, I'm going to put this in the breeder pile. The appropriate customer for this snake is an experienced breeder handler, not,
I see. Okay.
Not a new family with children that are excited about getting into the hobby because the snake is going to bite their kids every time, which is rare, but there are some aggressive ones. Yeah.
All right. I see. So we got the coolest ball python in the world, but this week it's going to be the coolest ball pythons.
There we go. And this comes from our old friend Sundog Serpents. It's Sarah and Josh. They're going to be at Daytona. Yes. Old school supporters of proper royals, but they passed the test. When I stopped scrolling on my Instagram feed, there's a good chance that could be the coolest ball python in the world. And I said, man, I hope they bring these to Daytona. I hope we get to see these in person. I don't know if they're big enough yet, but I hope so. Here we go. There is the clutch, Joe. Those all came like this, like really demonstrates how cool hatching ball pythons is, because look at that variety. Yes. Just even if you don't have a clue what's going on, just looking at those, you're going, wait, those all came from the same place at the same time and the same genetic
that is nuts.
Blender, right? How cool is that, man? And let me I put up two pictures. Let me zoom this one in. There we go. It's a little closer. This I'm moving my cursor like people could see it. That white, the white one with the breakthrough is really, that's the showstopper, right? Like the others are cool and you're like, those are cool, but that one ties it all together where you're just like, wait a minute, this is a really, really cool clutch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it draws attention to the diversity of the clutch, I guess, right? You go, oh wow, that's like that's the black sheep, or that's the white sheep, right? Right. Whatever you want to call it. But I really like the one that's kind of in the middle, like with the dark, and it almost looks like gold. I mean, that's what it looks to my
the dark
eyes.
dark at the top center of this picture.
That's a gorgeous snake. That looks really cool to me.
So let me get this pairing out there for all the nerds. And I'll tell you, this project is near and dear to my heart too, Joe. Some of this is going to get a little bit nerdy, but then you'll have a lot of questions. So there's a gene called asphalt and a gene called yellow belly. And side note, if you ever hear somebody say the word asphalt, but they pronounce it asphalt, chances are really good that they're a ball python breeder.
Really?
Yeah. So there's somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not picking on anybody. I think in Canada they call asphalt for some reason. Like it's the way it's printed. Maybe it's a former British pronunciation. I'm not sure. So our friend Billy at Mutation Creation, he has worked the asphalt project for years, but he's always said asphalt. And I started realizing that ball python breeders, because of Billy's prominence and his social media, started calling the gene asphalt. And I was like, but isn't it pronounced asphalt? And then if I go to Canada, they're like, that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, no, you're saying asphalt. And I realized that. So I think it's a Canadian accent infiltrating the hobby. So it's kind of cool. Like, this weekend you'll hear asphalt, I bet. So there's a gene called asphalt. It's in a complex of genes called the yellow belly complex, which is also its own gene.
Heard that, yeah.
Yeah. And when you mix and match these yellow belly complex genes, you get this sort of, we'll call it scientifically, we'll call it a phenotype, a display in this pattern. Now, yellow belly to a gene called gravel, we call that a highway. But gravel's not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with asphalt. Do you notice we're starting to talk about road trends? So you got highway, you got gravel, you got now asphalt. Yeah. Now, if you put an asphalt to a yellow belly, you get what's called a freeway. And this is a clutch of either super asphalts or freeways. And we know this because the pairing was asphalt yellow belly clown by a leopard asphalt yellow belly het clown. And just try and stick with me, Joe. I know I'm getting nerdy here.
Try and stick with you. You've already lost.
All the genes in the yellow belly complex are what we call allelic with each other. So it tells us that one of the genes will always be passed on and one of the genes will never be passed on. We don't know which. We don't know how it'll shape out. So these babies are either, there's only three possibilities that they could be of the yellow belly genes. They could be what we call a super yellow belly, which makes an ivory, which is that white snake, which we have to discuss even more about because there's even more going on there. So two yellow belly, or yellow belly, super yellow belly makes an ivory snake. You could have on the other end, super asphalt, 2 copies of asphalt, which is what some of those must be, I would think, from the odds. Or you could get an asphalt yellow belly, which makes a freeway. And those look basically identical to a super asphalt, but they're a different genetic combination. So that's how we know what these are. So you have ivory, freeway, or super asphalt. Then, because it's a clown to a het clown, some of these are clowns. So this one on the right, Joe, that's kind of a tan, kind of a nice golden tan color on the right center, that's a clown. That's a clown, either freeway or super asphalt. But look at the very top left, just above the white snake. That is a similar version, but that's the non-clown version. That's the het clown version. So the clown, I think, does even cooler stuff with the pattern. It reduces it even more, gives even a cleaner head stamp. I think there's some cool stuff. That black one that you like, that's a het clown version rather than a clown version there as well.
So do people prize the clown version more than the het clown?
Well, the price will be because it's harder to make. So a clown is a recessive trait, and you have to have a copy from both parents that pass on. So genetically speaking, in that soup that's simmering in the pot, the clown has more genes in it, which also means it's a stronger resource going forward as a future breeder and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I mean, you said a lot of words, and,
right? I know.
I caught maybe 25% of them. So
okay, that's great because that was a heavy dose of lesson today. That was a lot going on. To really further complicate it, my particular favorite project is the Super Gravel Clown project. So Sundog, Serpent, Sarah, and Josh, who brought us these snakes, they went down the super asphalt and freeway side. I went down the super gravel side. So I love the way these snakes look. Super gravels look very, very similar to these. I chose gravel because gravel to gravel never makes a white snake like yellow belly to yellow belly can. So I have a special place in my heart for this clutch and this project. And I think that you're exactly right, Joe. That leopard, the one that you like, that dark black one with the gold.
Yeah.
That's a leopard, possible spot nose as well, from what I understand of the pairing. But that is a leopard, either freeway or super asphalt. But when I first saw that combo, that was one of the things that made me say, okay, I know what direction I'm going in now. If that's my baseline, that is a cool snake, man. So that's why I like these here, man. That's what I got going on. What do you think of that white?
Yeah.
What do you think of that white one, man? Now we got to talk about that one too. There's a little something even more going on there.
Well, a couple of things before we go on to that white one. The one that I like, the black one with the gold. Would you call that gold? Because
sure.
You know,
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That reminds me of like you know, I don't know. You don't watch the Marvel movies, but the Spider-Man costume from like Endgame or something. It was more metallic looking, and
Okay.
it had like little. So I would call that like Endgame Spidey.
Endgame Spidey. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a little bit of the web to it. Now,
Yeah.
I will say one thing, Joe, when you see it in person, I believe that snake has not had its first shed yet. If you look at the others, it doesn't have that kind of metallic sheen and almost plasticky look to it.
Right. Yeah.
That's an indication of the very first shed has that kind of shiny plasticky look that will come off. So when we see it in person, it might be a little reduced from the shiny metallic part of it.
Gotcha. Number two is, we talked last week or maybe the week before about how like you'd like to have a clutch that has a large number of eggs, right?
Yes.
A large number of hatchlings. And you want to, you would probably want to breed that snake multiple times. That would be probably, this is a big producer, I'm going to keep this, you know, that
right. If we could, we would hope to, yes.
And you also hope, I would imagine then, for something like this where there is a large diversity in the clutch, correct?
Sometimes depends. If you're after one outcome, you might not want a whole lot of diversity. You might be like, hey, this is the one thing that hasn't been created before. This is the one.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Ball python breeders do this crazy thing where we sit here and bet. Like, did you ever see the Queen's Gambit, that miniseries on like Netflix or whatever? Well, it was about a lot of complicated things, but this woman, she was a chess grand champion, and she would sit there in bed and she could envision, 99 moves ahead, and she would plot out how she would defeat her, opponents by plotting out these strategies and these gambits. And we do that with genetics and breeding. We sit there in bed, we stare at the ceiling, and we go, in 6 years, if I do this and I hold this back and I breed this to this and I put this codom in here, here's what I envision I can produce. And so sometimes when you have too much diversity in the clutch, you water down your chances of hitting that particular vision that you have plotted and strategized for. Okay.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And now, so now we move on to the light colored snake, the white snake there, right?
So
there's extra stuff.
There's extra. This is a cool discussion here. Reptile Sam knows the pain, where we just sit in bed and you go, okay, maybe before I die, if I play my cards right, I can produce XYZ gene, man. Okay. Yellow belly makes a white snake. Now, it's not a perfectly white snake. It's sort of an off-white snake, or as our good friend Chris Eaton calls it, the dirty sock snake. It's gray. It can be blotchy. It can be white. I think that they're a little better. But when you put leopard into an ivory, you often get these breakthrough patterns that come out really, really cool. And it's different than a pied. Pied has nice, smooth, clear, like almost on off pattern, no pattern. Leopard ivories, you get these really varied outcomes. underneath this is breaking through, like it's almost like the white is on top and then it's getting like rubbed off so that you could see what's under it. And I think that's very cool. And what we don't know, I saw some of the chatter in the comment section of this post. We haven't really seen an ivory freeway that looks ivory freeway is not possible. We're not seeing this pattern break through ivories this way in a clutch of freeways or a clutch of super asphalts like this. And what we don't know is if this is a paradox, which we've talked about a little bit before, Joe, when it's a non-genetic kind of focused demonstration of a certain gene, or we just don't understand it, which is why it's aptly named. For once in our hobby, we've aptly named something a paradox. We don't understand it. So we don't know. We don't know if this is a paradox snake or if this is pattern breaking through the ivory. There's a strong argument that this is a first of its kind. And then further, when I dug into the comments, I found that they trace back some of the lineage, which does come from Billy at Mutation Creation. And he said, well, I've had a gene called Monsoon that popped up in this lineage. Maybe test that for Het Monsoon. And maybe the Het Monsoon is adding to the breakthrough ability of leopard in this ivory setting right here, which, like I say, I know that got like weird and nerdy, and I had to talk myself through it. Like I had to check myself as I'm talking through it, but that's a cool snake with lots of possibilities, lots to learn about, lots of intrigue and questions that we don't know the answers to, man, which is pretty cool. I love all of that. And that's why this is the coolest ball python clutch in the world this week.
Now, I do have a few more comments about this, but I know that we're almost to, we have only 10 minutes left. So, but I do have a few. It's funny, and it sparks another conversation about just being involved in a hobby or some kind of niche industry like this. Is number one. This is the only point I'll make. Actually, you said that the snake looks like that the white is the overlay and you're kind of wiping off the white to see what's underneath it.
Right.
What's interesting is that when I first look at that snake, that's not what I see at all. I see the white as the bottom layer. And
okay.
Yeah. So first of all, it's kind of like one of those optical illusions where it's like,
right.
Where it's like, is this an old lady or a young woman or whatever? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Is this a rabbit or a horse?
Yeah. And when you said it, like to me, it looks like there's a white tarp that's gotten dirty, and I'm trying to hose it off, and I'm in the middle of hosing it off, but there's still some remnants of the work that I've done on this white tarp. So that's what it looks like for me. Okay. Second, but that brings up an interesting point, and I think that's something, I don't know, that maybe we can talk about now or later. But like when you're in a group of people that are sharing a passion about a certain thing, I can see what you're saying now. You know, like you have told me what to see, and that makes it actually, and your explanation kind of makes it even more interesting. And I wonder, like, how much of our appreciation is because people who are maybe more experienced in our niche hobby, or people who have been around a little bit longer, say this is what you should see. And appreciate about this particular, I'm going to even say item, or even like songs or sounds, or products that people make. This is why this is interesting, or this is why this is beautiful, and this is what you should see about it.
I think that's a really good point. I'll use an analogy in music. So my father, he like laments there's no hits. There's nobody doing anything these days. And I'm like, and when he talks about music, yeah, he's a rock and roll snob. And I'm like, no. Dad, everybody's doing everything. You just don't have one DJ or one MTV host or one top 40 station telling you what the hit is. Remember, like there was a time we got told what the hits were. This is it.
Yeah.
Now, like everybody's like a niche down hipster, and they're like, "Have you heard of this?" And like, no, I haven't heard of that. And they're like, "Well, they're doing this thing on YouTube, and they're great, and they're touring, and all of that." And so I think it's analogous here, where part of why I like doing the show with you is just getting your honest impression. Like I thought that white snake, because of all the reasons I just described, was very, very cool. But at the end of the day, it's all in the eye of the beholder. And here's Joe going, no, that one over in the corner, that's the business. And that helps. But I think that's important, because we go down these rabbit holes of like what we should think is important, or we get influenced, or you got some dude named Adam telling you what's cool every Thursday morning. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe Adam's a little biased towards certain things. Or maybe there's, one breeder that has incredible production, like media production capabilities, and suddenly they're swaying market trends and that sort of thing. And several people get accused of that. And I actually am thankful for them. They do a pretty good job of representing the industry really, really well. So I actually have no complaints about our particular niche when it comes to the of ball pythons, when it comes to that sort of thing. But yeah, you start going, wait a minute, is it cool because I'm told that it's cool and I'm supposed to like it? Or do I just look at it and decide what's cool? Well, and sorry to the audience, I think it's really important that we remember that we get caught up in a whole bunch of crap. And then we tell ourselves, well, if I just explain to somebody that it's a triple het, beep bapu beepoo deal, this is going to sell and it's worth $9 million. And somebody's going to go, well,
I like this other one over here.
I like the black and gold one. Give me that one. And I think that's I think it's really, really important to remember that. I think it is important to work towards projects and goals, but you got to stay alive. You got to stay afloat, and don't overlook just the cool, beautiful snake that's eye-catching and engaging for the audience. We call it the grandma test.
The grandma test?
Yeah. If grandma doesn't understand anything about snakes, she's there with her 14-year-old kid that's super into snakes. What's grandma like? That's what's going to tell you what's going to be most likely to sell. What catches grandma's eye that has no clue what's going on? Yeah.
And in this scenario, I'm grandma?
Grandma Joe. Yeah, that's correct. Grandma Joe.
All right,
yeah, Grandma Joe.
I guess I can get on board with that. So I would agree with everything that you said. I just probably wouldn't say it as negatively.
What do you mean as negatively? I don't think I was being negative.
I think it's okay. Like the way that you explained the lighter colored snake, right? That it made me appreciate it more. Definitely.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So like, I don't think that like you get bogged down in all this crap. I just think that you're more knowledgeable. So because of that knowledge, you see things about these snakes that I wouldn't. So, but it's also leading that all of that knowledge is leading to more of a collective agreement on what's cool and what's not. Whereas like, if I don't have any knowledge, I'm sitting outside and I go, this one over here looks cool to me.
Yeah.
But if I gain that knowledge, then I'll begin to see things differently, and I'll begin to enter into the agreement of what's cool and what's not in the collective.
Yeah, it is like advancing to a new level. Like you're like, okay, now I'm in this level. The problem with the new levels is there's fewer and fewer people in those levels. And if you try and sell to those people, you have a smaller and smaller audience. I actually, I know I keep going back to music, but I saw an interview if you guys are into music, there's a YouTube guy, Rick Beato, Beato, and he's got like a bazillion followers. He's a producer. He's a really good musician, and he gets the best interviews. And he's sitting down with this guy, Todd Rundgren, who is a phenomenal musician in his own right. He's produced a heck of a lot of cool people. He's worked with everybody. Anyway, the clip is Todd Rundgren going, you know, we sit in the studio and we think this needs a little bit of reverb here. And we sit and we stew for 4 days over the compression level and the echoes and this and that. And he's like, it's all a waste of time. He goes, they're playing it. Think about it. Your car, you know, your car stereo of the 90s, it was garbage. The speakers in a laptop, garbage. You know, the song is what matters. And he even goes, you know, he was making music at the time that Louie Louie came out. And he's like, Louie Louie shouldn't have been a hit. We don't even know what this guy was saying. He's mumbling through it. And it's poorly, you know, it's quote, poorly produced, but everybody loves it. It's a hit because the song at its core is what matters. It just is cool because it reaches people. If the snake reaches people, it is cool. That will do it. And I don't think that we should, in the same way he's talking about tweaking reverb for days and years and spending forever time, you know, get the feel and convey the excitement of the song and get on with yourself. Like, I think it was a really important lesson sometimes that we have.
It is funny. Like, I'm trying to draw like more comparisons with music. Like, I think like, so I like jazz a lot. I really like jazz and like it, but I know like, and I worked at a jazz club for a long time. And I know like, I don't know, like the pretentiousness of people,
right?
Who like love jazz,
right?
And it's like, oh, did you hear this when he hit this one note at?
And they always act it out. They're like, boom, like they really are like, here it is. There's one note. Oh, the B flat, great, nice job on the B flat.
Like it doesn't mean that it's like bad music. It's just like people really, really love it because they're so intensely in tune with it, and so they come off as, you know, kind of like highfalutin about stuff when really they're just intensely in tune with it. And I think maybe that's it. Maybe that's a good way to put this. Like people who are around their hobby all the time, ball pythons, right? It could be, you know, they are intensely in tune with these snakes. And so they see things that others who are not intensely in tune with these snakes wouldn't. Yeah.
And that's like a carrying card to the membership of the club, right? Like,
right.
If you're really into that one B flat note, the other dude's going to be like, oh, he gets it. Like that. You spoke the right language and you're dubbed in. And
right.
So if I know, hey, that's an ivory breakthrough with leopard showing through it. It's amazing. I don't know if we've seen this before. Like, oh, he's in. He's one of the guys, you know?
Right. Which I suspect, like I'm gonna love this Daytona trip, and I know we need to wrap up here, but I'm gonna love this Daytona trip because I don't know. And I'm going to just keep my eyes open for the things that I just truly like. And I'm sure that I will, as I, you know, go to these, I'll learn more and more, and that will guide the direction of what I like and what I don't.
I think it will. And I think you should just take it in and enjoy it for what it is. And because that is what most of the audience is doing, to be honest, like, you know, enjoy it. We should do just a little quick rundown. So Husbandry Pro will be in Daytona. If you guys are there, come hang out. Joe and I will swing by that booth. I'm not sure when we'll be there, but we definitely got to go say hey to Robert and the gang there from Husbandry Pro that have really been great to us. And certainly, again, check out properroyals.com for a Husbandry Pro integrated website and they created it as well. Cold Blooded Cafe will be there. Joe, we're going to go see some fresh rodents, man. Oh, I'm going to have you open a bag, take a fresh smell of it, man. They're going to have their rodents there. They will be there. Heart of the Python will be there. They are actually also representing Phenome, which is another of our advertisers here. Obviously, Joe and I will be there. Chris from BNS Reptilia will be there. He'll be hanging out, but we'll go catch up with Chris and see him for a bit. Jersey Guys Balls will be there as well. Another advertiser we're happy to work with. I can't wait to see everybody. It's going to be just an awesome time, Joe. I'm pretty pumped about this whole thing. And go see our friends Sundog Serpents, the people that had the coolest ball python clutch in the world this week. I'm looking forward to
Sundog. Looks like Sam is going to be there. Reptile Sam.
Sam will be there. Beauty and the Balls, Whitney and Jason will be there. Also tomorrow after. It's tomorrow. I can't believe it. Tomorrow afternoon by 3:00, I'll be over at the Vision Racks and Cages booth. I'm not sure what time Joe's getting into town, but I've committed to help work with Vision for a little bit tomorrow afternoon. So I'll be there setting up at the Vision booth, doing some recording for a lot of their new features. We'll check out the Versa Rodent racks, the Ultra racks, the Visionariums. We'll all be there. And then Saturday, full day, top to bottom, right, Joe? We'll be there all day at the show. And then we'll do the auction tomorrow night. And then somebody's going to have to get me to the airport and put my butt on a plane come Sunday morning.
Sounds good, man. It'll be a blast. Looking forward to it.
Travel safe, everybody. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. I'll have the phone. We'll be connected. Hope to see you there. Joe, can't wait to hang out with you guys. Oh, it's also the summer annual semi-regional meeting, summer meetings of Proper Royals Board of Directors. We got to handle that business this weekend as well.
Right. Yeah. Chelsea's going to be there, so it'll be fun.
We got to get her a consultant advisory role with and get a little 1099 for her time this weekend and patience as well.
That sounds good, man.
See you this weekend, Joe. See you tomorrow, and then audience, we'll see you guys there. I hope you could join us. I look forward to it. It's really one of the fun events of this little world that we're in. So. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Travel safe. See ya at the beach, baby.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the outcome. Very few will go through the process.
When you think about someone living their dream, I am living my dream.
If your business model isn't working, you've got to change your model.
You might be all by yourself on that route, but the view's pretty damn good from there.
New breeders have no idea how long 2 years is. Imagine 3 years, even 10 years.
Stop chasing other people's dreams. Make your own.
When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.